God damn it, AJ. It's literally not even 6:01 yet, and there are people in the chat saying, are they late again?
Oh, we're technically early if we're going by every GAMESCAST.
It's true. It's true. I think we're doing pretty good by our own standards, at least.
Hey, I heard I heard Dustin from Sacred Symbols was talking mad shit about you.
But at the end of it all, he said, but he's really cute, and that made everything better. So it's okay. So, because you can say whatever you want about me, AJ, as long as you end with, like in the South, they say, bless his heart. No, up here in the North, they say, he's fucking hot. And then that makes everything better, right? That's what they say in the North. Okay, I don't leave my apartment. I'm assuming that's what they say in the North.
In the North, they're like, they say heart. He's so goddamn heart. I don't know. I can't.
Literally hurt my throat to say that.
Bostoners, you put R's after like everything that doesn't have an R in it, and then when something does have an R in it, you say ah.
Because we got to save our R's to put them in other places.
Listen, all I'm saying is the South. The South is. Never mind. I'm not.
The South will rise again, AJ. Don't worry.
I couldn't say it. It's so wrong.
Let's start the show. We're losing people by the second. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday, Wednesday, and Two Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. Without Parole. It's the YouTube channel that you're on. 6 p.m. Eastern. We do it live for your viewing pleasure, but we do also care about your oral pleasure. That's why our good friend RyPop puts it up on podcast service. Puts it up on stupid microphone. Puts it up on podcast services of your choice, where you can listen to us at your leisure.
Where's the boom guy? We need a boom mic guy. Come fix his mic. Where's the stage hand?
It's just a little limp, AJ. It's just
stage hand left. Get out here. He needs help.
Listen, it's not a problem yet, but in a few more years, we're gonna need some little blue pills for this thing. This thing's not that old. I don't understand. My name's Brian Pop from this channel right here, PSVR Without Parole, and to my left, you were right. It's AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, Brian? What is up, you lovely freaking game cats out there? I see you. I see you there. Happy Monday. And I know that Mondays usually suck. But we are here, Brian, to ensure their Monday sucks.
This much.
Just a little bit less.
That much.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, what's going on, AJ?
Did you know that Gran Turismo 7's broken and it can be exploited right now? And so everybody's tying up their controllers with rubber bands and grinding in the walls in circles in Gran Turismo 7. I would never advocate to do this. That is cheating. That is not the way to do it. Many gamers out there, they live Gran Turismo. It is a lifestyle. It is more than just a game, okay? This isn't a game, okay? Gran Turismo is a simulation of excellence. And so I would never, ever encourage people to go to the Daytona track, do the tri-oval course, set a custom race, nerf the Tomahawk, get the Abarth 575, 595 70 SS, and put a upgraded swap engine with it, and just rubber band your controller and do that. I would never, ever encourage anybody to do that. Just wanted to say that out there. Just a public service announcement.
I'm glad you have Scruples, AJ. Scruples is what you have. Yep.
Is that like morals?
I don't know. It just sounds funnier than morals, though. So let's go with it.
It kind of sounds like a VD. He's got the scruples, man.
Listen, because antibiotics will take care of scruples. They'll be gone in 3 to 4 days. Discharge should be gone soon after. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Your scruples will clear up any day now.
Just take 2 of these.
Yeah. And please, for the love of God, do not call me in the morning. Yeah, exploiting Gran Turismo. That's great. At least you get to play something fun. I spent most of the weekend playing Kill It With Fire, which I had a massive turnaround, I think, on. I started off, I think I was talking about it on Friday's show with Miles. And it freaked me out. You know, even the little cartoon spiders and cartoon little houses and, you know, ticky-tacky. It freaked me out, and it kind of like paralyzed me here and there. I was like, Jesus, why is this so scary? I get over that shit fast. After the 45 minutes that I played, I get over that shit real fast, and it turned out to be a little on the bland side, and some of the gameplay mechanics really bummed me out. So not great. Ended up getting a worse review than I expected to give it. But let's talk about more fun things. AJ, what's going on in your channel? What's going on? What have you been playing this weekend? What's up with you?
Well, I've been just, right now we're kind of in honestly, there are some releases this week, which we'll mention at some point.
This week.
I don't really know what's coming out this week, but I know that there's a couple things. But that's perfect. It's perfect because I think myself, like everybody else probably, like we need time to actually play the games that are coming out. And there's been so much and so many huge updates. And honestly, like I've just been hitting the backlog really hard, man, and getting caught up on some things. I've been playing some Seventh Guest, which after the update is really nice. I've been playing Barbaria, and I've been destroying a couple cats, their bases, and in that I love the replay system in Barbaria. It's so fun, and it's so fun to watch people come to my base and destroy it, and make gestures and all that stuff. It's such a clever replay system. Might be one of the best. And then, of course, after the Spec 2 update, I mean, the real thing that I've been playing the most is Gran Turismo 7. I've been absolutely hooked to that with the Spec 2 update, and the snow levels are super fun. And I would never, ever advocate for driving or using the rubber band method because that's just plain cheating. But it does save you, potentially months of your time and like hundreds of dollars in microtransactions. And it is a way to kind of stick it to the man. Although we love the game, it's got some of that grindiness deal going on with the microtransactions. And I would never, ever advocate for that. But Daytona, rubber band, tri-oval, custom race. Also, if you hear my controller shaking a little bit, it's a new feature.
That feature is called Scruples.
Scruples.
Now your controller has scruples too. It's very contagious.
I might have to look away for a couple seconds during the stream.
This is so ridiculous.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dude, I have countertops. Isn't that exciting?
No.
For the first time in a year, my kitchen is 30% functional. It's crazy. But yeah, it's cool. They put countertops in today, man. Pretty soon I'm going to have like a sink and all sorts of stuff. AJ, before we really get onto the show, we got a couple tips to take care of. So I think we should probably do that first and foremost. Right. The Gamecat, formerly known as Andrew Ehrenreich, the $2 tip says best PSVR2 game to play on LSD or mushies. Now, AJ, obviously we would never advocate for playing games or really taking drugs in general. Because that's just, we are upstanding citizens. We do not engage in such nonsense. However, Tetris Effect is fucking trippy as hell on mushrooms. I've heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never done that. So I've drinking a couple beers and played Rush of Blood. That was fun.
If you want,
But that was like 4 years ago.
if you've got some mushrooms and you want your horror games to be scarier, how do you think Layers of Fear VR got such a good review for me? I think we all know the answer to that. Dreamcastic Channel with a $5 tip says, theoretical scenario. If Facebook's metaverse plans completely fell apart and they exited the VR space, would that be a good or bad thing for Sony and PSVR2? Oof. Horrible.
Yeah, that'd be really bad. Like Sony and Meta are really the only thing keeping VR alive right now. So we need them both to be very successful.
Yeah, I mean, the only other thing besides that is like the mod scene over on PC. So that's that's rough.
that's not enough to keep VR alive, especially to make it grow into like a mainstream thing. I mean, that's something, but no, to actually get it into, the push, the support that Meta and Sony have done with VR are the reasons that people even know what VR is at this point. If it wasn't for them, because VR existed several years, before, but nobody really gave a shit until PSVR and the Quest came out.
Yep.
So no, they need to at least like from a broad spectrum here.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's funny in the chat. Cerebral Frost, the PSVR cat. No, I'm sorry, the SPVR cat. Sony Pictures Virtual Reality says all of PSVR2's content comes from Meta. So, although if you've been paying attention today, no, it hasn't. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But yeah, it's super important. Like a lot of these, you've seen so many developers say, we complain sometimes. Sometimes we complain a lot, and oftentimes we do complain a lot about the fact that since Quest is the leading platform, then a lot of games are designed to be a little bit more scaled back than they would have otherwise, because they have to run on this on the most mainstream VR platform. And so if if all these indie developers and even single A developers who are making these VR games, only have PSVR 2 and PC to develop for, that's suddenly cutting their profits big time. Like that's just such a smaller share of the market to sell their games to. And so we might complain about this every so often, but we still need them. We still need these cross-platform games are essential for these developers. Jesus. I want you to turn your camera and just show what you're doing.
No. It's my business. That's my private life, Brian.
So obvious about this. It's adorable.
Keep talking. I thought I was really getting into your speech.
No, I'm done. we both had decided it's a bad thing.
That might have made some noise. I don't know if you heard that or not.
Sorry. We got Living Legend with a $10 Canadian tip, says, Happy Monday! I can't wait till we get a release date for Ven VR and hope it's out this holiday season. Platformers have a very special place in my heart since the Genesis and SNES era. I think you're probably talking to two guys that totally understand you on that. Huge fans of the platforming genre from the early 8 and 16-bit gaming days. I mean,
that's literally what got me into video games. So yeah, kind of a big deal.
I kind of forgot about Ven. But
funnily enough, I literally was just talking to this with Julia the other day, because we both love platformers, and we need. I think somebody had asked me, or she might have asked me. Somebody asked me like, what kind of game would you make if you were to develop a game? I don't remember who that was. It might have been Tiff or Dan as well, but I was like, well, I'd probably make a platformer and make like a really, make something with a really memorable, likable character. And
oh my God, you just be you. You'd be like, I'm making a game and I got a star in it. He's got a beanie. Control AJ.
And he's invincible.
I would play that to control you. You're the one thing in my life I can't control, so this would be a nice change of pace.
But no, I'd probably make a platformer with a very memorable character and universe. If not, if I had the budget, I'd make a giant RPG instead.
Oh, I mean, if we had the budget, holy crap! Big open world, first person, melee combat, magical powers, it would be Skyrim, but better because we'd have an infinite budget in our imaginations.
Right.
Yeah. Chrome Colossus said it would have puzzles in it. That's true. If it was
it'd
AJ's
be very
game,
light on the puzzles. It'd be very, very light on puzzles if it did. More problem solving.
Yeah. Until the devs came to you and said, well, we need to slow the player down a little bit because we need to stretch out this gameplay clock. So we're going to throw some real difficult puzzles in there. And you're going to say, oh, okay, that's fine. We don't want this to be a short game. Or something. I don't know. I completely forgot about Ben. I wonder if we'll see that this holiday. Be a nice December game.
Yeah. And what I was saying was I'm much more interested in Ven VR than that other game they're doing, the bare knuckle boxing thing. It's like I really don't care about that game. I would much rather have Ven VR just focus all efforts on that and bring that to us, but that doesn't seem like their strategy right now, unfortunately.
Not to spend a ton of time on the platformers that are coming to the platform, but you interested in Max Mustard from the whatever Plank Experience?
Yeah, right.
Wait, what's the name of the game? What Plank Experience?
It's called Richie's Plank Experience.
Richie's. I was thinking Reggie's Plank Experience, and that's not right. Can't be right.
No,
Reggie Reels.
I mean, it looks okay. The name is so dumb, though.
Yeah,
God,
agreed.
I can't stand when games like actually look good, but then have the stupidest name. I would change that name so hard. Like, but the gameplay wise, it looked okay. I'm really looking forward to. I mean, that seems like it could be good, but I'm really looking forward to Ven as well because I hear it's really difficult, and I like difficult platformers.
Yeah, I like the way I played. I played about half of it on the Quest, and they've made some major improvements since then. So definitely looking forward to see how that all went down. But it all looks good. So anyway, everybody in the chat, Richie's Plank Experience. It might not be everybody. It might just be virtual strangers. What's up, Wes? How's it going?
What up, Wes?
Yeah. Man, we got a lot.
And Miles. Miles is here too. Go to bed, Miles.
Yeah.
Stay up with us.
Can't say hi to everybody, AJ. We have a limited amount of time over here.
Oh yeah? Yeah, watch me. Got some fish up to you. Mark popping Pringles.
Oh,
leaf.
Thank God. We don't have to cue the cat later. This will be perfect. Yeah, right. All right, dude, we got a ton of shit to take care of here. But you know what? Let's start this Monday show the way we always start it. What do you think?
Yes, sir. We would like to thank those who support us in another way by changing their name to something Gamecat, something Gamecat related, or something Gamecat adjacent, as you at something Gamecat adjacent like to say. And this week we have 4 new Gamecasts. So welcome to the Gamecat Dojo.
Uh-oh, that didn't work.
Starting with Random Toxie, the Holiday VR Lounge Cat. I love it, man. Keeping it classy.
Bing. Are we already in the holiday season? This is awful, dude.
Yep.
My brother sent me a picture of his Christmas tree up in his living room, all lit up with Christmas lights, and I'm like, isn't this thing going to be dead in 3 weeks? Like, isn't this way too early? It seems way too early to me.
Not if you water it. Can you water it?
I mean, it still sucks up water, but all it does is it just keeps it from drying out.
I have a confession. I never had a real Christmas tree, so I wouldn't know.
Oh my God.
I only had one of those plastic wiry bendable ones that we use every year.
Is this the I'm AJ and I had such a horrible childhood segment of the show?
Yes, pity me. Send me Christmas presents and a Christmas tree so I can experience what it's like.
Oh, look what you've done, Toxie. All right, what's the next one?
We've also got Trash Kid PSVR1 Gamecat. Bing! Still repping the PSVR1.
Still repping the trash, and that's really the most important thing here. Somebody's got to rep the trash.
Dude, I've actually been really tempted to jump back into my my PSVR1. I really have been craving playing to play Skyrim again. Plus, I want to jump back into like some Astrobot. Skyrim and Astrobot are like really and I've got the PS4 Pro, so Skyrim runs like the best on there. I think. I really think it runs best on PS4 Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to revisit Rush of Blood.
Yeah, so with Kill It With Fire, I believe it's also on PS4, and I really wanted to like download that version, check it out, include a little bit of that in the review. And dude, I completely didn't realize my PSVR1 camera, my PlayStation 4 camera, not set up, and it would just be an absolute like clusterfuck trying to like set up all that stuff, especially the way my apartment it currently is. And I was super bummed out because I do want to have my PSVR1 set up at all times, and currently can not. So my apologies.
We've also got the Gamecat, formerly known as Andrew Ehrenreich.
Bing.
Formerly known is he just represented? Does he have a symbol as his avatar? I can't see these things.
We can just call him Prince. I mean,
does he have a different kind of symbol?
No,
like
it's a cute little avatar. Yeah,
it needs to be like a Prince symbol with like a cat head or something, like a cat outline.
Andrew, work on that, and work on that for next week. You have homework.
Finally, last but certainly not least, we got Fat Freddy's Gamecat.
Bing. Fat Freddy's Gamecat. Oh, dude, that reminded me. Have you seen the trailer for the new Garfield movie?
No.
At the very beginning, it's like Garfield as a kitten and John as a younger man, and how they met and everything like that, and it's super cute. And that's the good part of the trailer. And then like shit, fast forward, and you're like, oh, I miss Bill Murray. I miss Bill Murray a lot. But the beginning of the trailer is really cute. Just saying.
Is it animated or is it like live action CGI? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think it's CGI.
Yeah, I don't think I have a lot of interest. I used to like reading some of the comics and from the newspapers and whatever back when newspapers were a thing. Apparently, newspapers still exist, but who would know?
Who's reading newspapers? Right.
Somebody out there is.
That's what came to mind. Garfield came to mind when I saw Fat Freddy's Gamecat. There's no correlation there except for fat, I guess. So we'll just move on.
I was thinking Five Nights at Freddy's, but yeah.
Oh, there you go. Guys, if you change your name to Gamecat because you love us almost as much as we love you, make sure you put hashtag Gamecat in the comments below any without parole videos so AJ can give you a shout out on next week's show.
Hey, Brian.
Just like he did here. Yes, AJ.
Sorry.
I know you. I can't control you. You're not. You're very impatient.
Brian,
yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Garfield, the lasagna-loving Gamecat, is in the chat in attendance tonight. Shout out to Garfield, the lasagna-loving Gamecat. So, did someone ask about me?
Yes. Yes, we were asking about you. We're so glad you're okay. We hear you're cute as a kitten. Yeah, just pretend that's what I meant to say. Andrew Bailey in the chat with the 5 quid says, looking forward to RE4, but bummed about the third-person roundhouse kick in the janky canned ground stab animation and stuff. Yeah.
Listen, man.
Oh, yes.
Do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to get this game in VR. One of my early on complaints about Resident Evil 4 on Quest was kind of this stuff, like the going to third person and whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, it didn't hinder the game as much as I thought it would. Like at first I was like, Well,
because there was a lot more of it at first too.
Yes.
You're pushing bookshelves, you're jumping out windows. You're like, this would be so much cooler in VR.
Yeah. And it ended up being like, something that was like hardly relevant in the game, which was nice. And what little there was, it was like it was so little by the end of the game that I was like, I totally forgot about it. But obviously this might be a little bit different. But hey, the good news is if it bothers you that much, there will be. You just don't have to use those features. Like I've played through the whole game without using that at all, pretty much.
It would be nice to have an option, no matter how weird it is. It would be cool just to see like your leg fly out in front of you, and you can just keep your your position where it is. It'd be nice to have the option. I'm not terribly concerned about it. The thing is that I played the Quest one as well, and I liked the Quest one. I thought it was really well done. But those little things got to me. Seeing it jump to third person, kind of flat screen over and over and over. But we know at least that there's going to be far fewer of those moments in this, because in Village, anytime you moved a bookshelf, you grabbed it and went boom, and it did it in VR. And so that's what, at least one less thing that we're going to be seeing in Resident Evil 4, switching over to third person. So no matter what, it's going to be better than the alternative.
Yeah. It's going to be fantastic, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. It's going to be pretty awesome. All right. AJ, I'm going to throw a link into the chat here because I think it's important. Here, let's just put this out real quick. Boom, boom, boom. This is Gamecat Woovern. No, Woovane. Woovane. Let's go with Woovane. This is a link to his Extra Life charity page, and we are not doing an Extra Life thing this year. I really want to get to a point where like we are doing Extra Life stuff every year, but in lieu of that, we want to make sure that if you want to give to Extra Life, which if you're not familiar, it supports the Every Child Fund at Boston Children's Hospital. It says every dollar you raise provides life-saving answers to kids, advances promising research, and helps fund vital services not covered by insurance. So Extra Life is always a big thing amongst the gaming community. It's always a big deal. And so, like I said, we'd like to get to a point where that's a thing for us. But if you want to give to somebody who's a good member of the community who's doing that, click the link in the description. I'll put it in the description, but also click the link in the live chat right there. He's got a bunch of stuff. So your donation, you may actually win something for your donation. Prize Pool 3 is probably the stuff that you're interested in. There's 7 VR prizes in that pool. Real Optics prescription inserts, Ghost Signal, Solaris, Cities VR, and 5 keys for Rise to Glory, Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition. So there's a bunch of stuff you can win, but consider giving to a good cause. That's my push for Extra Life.
Heck yeah, man.
Heck yeah. I think I covered everything there. Moving right along. All right. I told you we have a lot of. I feel like we have so much more housekeeping today than even news stories, AJ. But this one is from our buddy Reggie Strange over at Strange Game Studios, who's developing D-Day Enhanced, be coming out on PSVR 2 soon enough. You may be familiar with the idea that he's been running a lot of betas for this game, like a ton of betas. We keep complaining, AJ, that so many people are releasing games and not testing them, saying, well, how did you expect this to go? Well, Reggie's listening, and D-Day should be pretty fucking polished when it comes out because he's running a lot of betas. Now, the very last beta is going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, Tuesday. Okay? You don't have to get a key through us anymore. You can just go to the PlayStation Store and download the beta. Now, not only is this kind of like a last minute, like putting all the final touches, bells and whistles, polish on the game, but it's also your chance to get into the trailer. because I think it's really important that when Strange Game Studios sells this game, the primary feature is that the number of players that are going to be able to play 64 players, 32v32, or 64 free for all. So that's a huge thing. We want to make sure that there's that they're able to capture some really good gameplay of the cats fighting it out, duking it out, 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. So if you want to get into the trailer, fucking show up. And so
get yourself on the PlayStation YouTube trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be on. Reggie could probably help us out with that. I don't know if it's going to be on the PlayStation page itself, PlayStation YouTube channel.
Sounds like it.
But that would be pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool.
Well, you'll be on the official one regardless.
Right. Absolutely. So just keep that in mind if you're interested. 6 p.m. Eastern Tuesday. If you've already got the beta, just make sure it's updated. And if you haven't gotten the beta yet, just go to the PlayStation Store and download it. And we'll see you over there. It's going to be a good time. Lost my mojo. The Gamecat Reaper with a $20 tip says, just throwing up some Chick-fil-A money. Oh, God. I'm so embarrassed that I've spent money at Chick-fil-A. They're not good people, AJ. They just have really good food. They're awful people. And hey to the hosts and Game Cats. Thank you very much. Lost my mojo, the Game Cat Reaper. If I was a better person, AJ, I wouldn't eat Chick-fil-A. But I'm not a better person. I'm a horrible person. It's a shame. Ace Gamer.
I'm a bad person too, because I love Chick-fil-A. They have really good lemonade and cookies.
Yep. There's really not anything bad there, which is, except the owner. That's the only downside. The food's pretty damn good. Ace Gamer, the Gamecat Turducken. I'm sorry. I keep saying this wrong. Ace Gamer, the Gamecat Turducken, which is just creepy, but I love it. With the $13.37 says Brian needs a Gamecat hoodie. I feel like he's personally bought me at least 2 by now. So I should probably order those ASAP. Starting to get cold around here, AJ. What's the weather like down in the south?
It's getting a bit nippy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like? That's at 70, 60 degrees down there?
Yeah, it's like solid fit 65 degrees now. No, actually it was super cold, but it got a little warmer, which is nice, but it'll just out of nowhere get super cold again.
Thank you guys for all your support. It's amazing. Wayner, the gamer, which if you're going to rhyme, that's the way to do it. It says any news on Very Bad Dreams for PSVR2 comes out 11/14/2023. Is that accurate? Yeah, the 14th.
I don't know, man. You would know though. No. You are the number one person to ask. No. Here's the mention of Very Bad Dreams again. Don't forget Galaxy Card.
Yeah, we can talk about both if you want. I don't think Very Bad Dreams is tomorrow. Is it? That doesn't sound right. I think it's next week. At least on our calendar, I believe it's the 23rd of this month. But the information hasn't changed. It's running at 120 native. It's running at like max resolution. It's gonna look crystal clear in the headset. It's a free update if you own the PSVR1 version, and on top of that, you're getting a free piece of DLC. And if you saw is this it? This is the pre-order trailer. I believe that every single thing that they show in this pre-order trailer is new. This is not part of the original game, and this should all be part of the DLC. And you get that for free. It's pretty good. So hopefully it's polished, because the PSVR1 version needed some polish.
I wonder how this is going to end.
Listen, it was okay. You know what? I'm not gonna. I'll save this conversation for Wednesday, because you're just a negative Nancy.
Some may call me this. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Listen. This wouldn't normally be something I bring up here, but the next news story is something that a lot of cats were talking about over on our Discord today, and it's the fact that, oh my God, this looks terrible. This I don't know why the trailer. I don't know why the website looks like this, but it looks terrible. This looks like a website from 1994.
I need to see this.
This is Play Asia listing. It doesn't look like this. I don't know why it's doing this. This is them listing the Sense controller separately, which is something that a lot of people have wanted for a really long time. I could have sworn that they had listings for separate Sense controllers before PSVR2 even launched, and we were like, "Oh, this is great! They're going to sell them separately," and then they just never came to fruition. 2 questions, AJ. 1, do you think this is a real listing? And 2, if it is, how much do you think they'll sell for?
Well, number 1, I hope it is, because this is something that we desperately need to be able to buy. I mean, again, it's like one of those things where it's like, Sony, why don't you like money? Like, I thought you're a big corporation, and big corporations they not only like money, but they need money. So what are you doing? So yeah, I hope so. Price? I mean, there's some good tech in there. I'm gonna go. I'm like, without any real logic behind this, I'm just going to say $120.
I like things without logic. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, this is without logically thinking about this. Just $120. Because they charge $100 for moves, so let's bump it up 20.
Yeah, I'll take the first part first. I don't think this is real, despite the fact that I want it to be real. Mostly because if you scroll down in this listing, it says release, February 2023, and so this seems like an old SKU. It seems like this is the SKU that they would have had for the listing pre-launch. If this was for a new SKU, it would have a new release date. So I'm a little bit hesitant to get too invested in this. Second, I'm gonna guess $150, and mostly because I think that Sony wants to show people the value behind the PSVR2 headset, and so the more they try to, the more they try to charge for these controllers separately, the more the package deal seems like a good deal. And so you're like, oh yeah, well you're getting, sure it's a $550 headset, but $150 that is the controllers alone. So then you're like, oh, it's a $400 headset. That's not bad. Like it's all mind games is what it is. But I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not super optimistic about this.
When I first saw this, I thought it was from like a slip up from the real PlayStation store. So, there's for a third party, it's like, wow, this loses a bit of credibility here. Although it could be real, there's definitely the fact that it's still up. They haven't taken it down. Hasn't been much of attention on it. Like it doesn't seem like it, but who knows? It seems like something, especially with the holiday season coming up and a new year getting ready to start. Maybe it's one of those things that they're getting primed and ready for.
The guesses from the cats in the chat are all over the place. Naughty What's Up says $100. McManus 007 says I would say 150. Silver Nexus say 200. Random Toxie says at least 100. Andre says I'll pay 200 for a set gladly. I just want to know when it's available. Markio saying 150, double what a Sense controller costs. And so, and I think that's, Aceville with 180. I think the problem is like a Sense controller, it's got a lot of everything that two Sense the DualSense has a lot of what two single Sense controllers would have in it, right? It's like the analog stick, it's got adaptive trigger, like there's a lot going on here. And so...
And those are what, like $60-$70?
I mean, at least 70, right? Are they 70 or 80? Did they come down a little bit? I can't remember. I remember them being
and there's there are two Sense controllers.
Right. And they're also... They're also using like the motion tracking, like, making sure that there's like the UV lights and shit. So it's not just, here's two halves of a Sense, DualSense. It's not as simple as saying that, but it's not that far away. So I think 150 is pretty fair.
I think 150 is the max that I see it being.
Okay.
But then again, I think I said like 400, 500 something was the max I saw PSVR2 being. So
I absolutely said 400 being the max for PSVR2.
yeah, I was definitely wrong about that.
It's fun to be wrong, isn't it?
Sometimes.
Yeah. All right, AJ, we got 3 games coming out this week. I guess we'll start with the PSVR1 remaster, and that's Drunken Bar Fight. Good. You're excited about this one.
I was interested for a second.
What's the problem? Like you're already sighing and we haven't started talking about it.
I don't know, man. I've never been a big fan of this game ever, and even on PSVR 1. I never thought it was a great game, and I never thought it functioned well, and it was so janky and clunky, and like it was a novel little concept that had way more success than it had any business having. And then once some actual good games started coming out, then everybody forgot about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the case. I feel like this was a game that sort of hung around the sales charts for quite a while, and we were like, what the hell's going on? It was like this and Surgeon Sim, and obviously Job Sim, which is like much higher quality. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? This is kind of nuts. Like we've got all these games that we want to play or that we're playing, and like these experiences are kind of dominating the sales charts. So a little bit of a bummer in that regard, but you know, the fact is we do want every single PSVR1 game to come to PSVR2. There's mostly because we've got this backwards compatibility issue, meaning we don't have backwards compatibility. And
I don't want every single PSVR1 game to come to PSVR2. I want the good PSVR1 games to come to PSVR2.
Well, we don't really have that option. We don't get to pick and choose.
I know.
So the hope is that, because the problem, AJ, is that for every game that we go, man, I could live without Drunken Bar Fight, because I totally could. For every time one of us says something like that about a game, there's somebody out there saying, oh man, you guys are crazy. I fucking love Drunken Bar Fight. And so, you know, so that's why I want all PSVR1 games to come to PSVR2, so that everybody's happy and everyone gets to play all the games, and that no games get stuck on previous gen hardware. So, yeah, my big hope for this, because I don't have a lot of hope for this, is that it's a port of at least of the PC VR version, because first of all, there's no upgrade path for this. It's not a free upgrade. There's no $5 upgrade charge. You have to pay the full, what is it, $17.99 to buy it again. It's an issue.
Yep.
So we better at least be getting the PC VR version, which you know had higher resolution than the PlayStation VR1 version, that had the capacity for every time you completed a stage. The point was that the next level would start and there'd be more people in the bar. Then the next level would start, there'd be more people in the bar. And eventually you were just in a fucking bar full of packed people. And the PSVR1 had this problem where I don't know if they couldn't figure out how to get it running with a ton of people in the bar. At a certain point, it would just max out. And so we never had like a full bar of people. There'd be like 10 or something. I forget what it maxed out at. So hopefully we're at least getting the best version of this.
Did you say it's $17?
$17.99, I think.
And there's no upgrade path?
And there's no upgrade path.
R.I.P. Drunken Bar Fight.
Oh, we'll see it on the sales charts. I guarantee. I will bet you a pizza. No. And everybody, I already owed AJ a pizza.
I will take this pizza bet. I will take this pizza bet all day. If this was 2018, I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't have a chance here. But no, like this game dropped off the charts once like Swordsman and stuff came out, and better. A lot of this game's success, I think,
later, it dropped off the charts.
I think this game had a lucky start due to a lot of lack of competition. But I think once games started coming out that did the same thing but better, like Swordsman, like Gorn, now we've got Barbaria. I don't see how this thing has a chance. But I could be wrong.
Well, my bet is that it shows up on the sales charts next month.
I take that pizza bet.
And I already owe you a pizza. And so this could be for two people.
This could cancel it out. This could or it could cancel it out.
This is what I'm relying on.
What do you owe me a pizza for?
Grasping at straws here.
What's the other thing you owe me a pizza for?
I don't know. It was a pretty recent bet though. We made it publicly, and I'm pretty sure that and I know that I lost. I just don't remember what it was for. Dude, that's what we keep RyPop around for. RyPop is the keeper of these things.
Yeah, I don't remember anything beyond. I do remember us making something, but I don't remember what it was.
Yep.
But the last one I remember was.
Oh! It was Ghostbusters.
World.
It was Ghostbusters. It's like, will Ghostbusters come out at 8 p.m. on Wednesday or something?
Oh, okay,
right?
Yeah.
It was. I knew the store listing was trash, but like I wanted to blame Sony for losing a bet, and guess what? I succeeded. It was their fault. Yeah, that's it for right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you deserve to lose that one.
Wally is now a Gamecat, specifically a White Tiger. With the Canadian $5 tip says, here is how things happen for the better. We were sad when AJ was stopping 3 days a week. Now the current Parole format is even better in going strong. I like that.
I like that too, because that's less work for me.
Yeah, that was it was a massive change, and I know that there were some really big loyal viewers of Without Parole that were very vocal to me about saying that I do not like this. You know,
I mean, to be fair, we didn't do it because we just wanted to. We had no choice.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry,
Miles and Wes. We only took you because we had to. That's what AJ is saying right now.
I was talking about the schedule. Okay, I was talking about the schedule of me going from 3 days to 1. This is nothing. You leave those two precious angels out of this, Brian.
Oh man, no. I chose the people that I've said this a million times. I got extremely fortunate when the two people that I wanted on the show said, "Yeah, that works." And I was like, "Wow!" Like I've been incredibly lucky with co-hosts over the last 7 years. We haven't had a bad one. Planet Schlorpian with a $2 tip says, "Frontiers of Pandora would be awesome on PSVR2." We'll add it to the list, Schlorpian. We'll add it to the list because, goddamn, that list is long. Of all the games coming out, all the games that have come out, that we go, why isn't this in VR? This would be amazing. You know, I think J.K. Rowling's a fucking piece of work, but I would still take Hogwarts Legacy in VR, big time.
Apparently, everyone in the entire world would.
Yeah. I hear you playing Gran Turismo instead of paying attention to the show. It's everybody just heard that. It wasn't just me.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
God, this is how it was in college too. I don't even know what to say, man. Between Chick-fil-A and J.K. Rowling, I'm endorsing far too many awful people today. Wow. Where are we? Here it is. Gamecat Chicago with the $5 tip says, "Drunken Bar Fight is like Beat Saber or Vacation Simulator. It's OG, a well-known product. It will certainly chart well on release. Familiarity sells." All right. Gamecat Chicago, you're in for a pizza. I heard it. I don't know if you heard it, but I heard it. Last Man Mojo, the Gamecat Reaper with a $10 tip says, "Nice save, AJ. LOL."
What'd I save?
I have no idea. I was hoping you would know. Nice save. No. Yeah. Ben L of the Gamecat Army said, "I heard a beep." They all heard you. They all heard you.
It's not the TV. It's the damn controller speaker. Whoever's idea was that deserves to be fired.
Amazing.
It stays between us, cats. It stays between us.
You've got scruples. It's all good.
I've got the scruples.
That brings us to Not for Broadcast VR, AJ. The next game that's coming out this week. I know. I don't. Dude, this is. Listen,
it's worse.
If I had one thing to say about this week in PSVR 2 land, this is a niche of a niche. Not for Broadcast looks like, I mean, at least the trailer, it doesn't look like something I'd really want to play. It reminds me of something like Night Trap, like some full motion video game, but it means I just don't understand what the game is. But here, let's bring this up.
This is my initial reaction to basically everything. But the truth is, like, I don't know what this is. Not for Broadcast. I need to see a trailer or something. I don't. When it comes to stuff like this, I don't do my research. I just wait till it comes out, and if it's good, then I'll talk about it and say it's great. Like Barbaria. Barbaria was not on my radar. Yep. I was like, oh, it's just another Gorn ripoff. And then I played it, and I was like, okay, this is freaking awesome. I was wrong.
So okay, listen. Here's the Steam page.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Darkly comedic game of televised chaos that lets you pick what you want to see on TV no matter what anyone else wants. Egotistical celebrities, dishonest politicians, and strange sponsors clash on the airwaves. You're here to ensure that the show goes on uninterrupted. Cut between multiple camera feeds, tweak the headlines, bleep the foul language, all with just a moment to spare on a live broadcast. Whether you toe the party line or stir up a scandal is your choice, so long as you can hold the audience fickle attention. You are the artist, and the broadcast is your canvas. Keep the general public entertained with your editing skills. Dude, I edit for a living. I don't want to edit in a video game. This sounds terrible. It feels more like Night Trap by the second.
Whenever something says award-winning and I've never heard of it, that's never a good sign. Remember gravitational, award-winning gravitational?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure. Still not sure what awards that won.
And some of these are okay.
Last My Mojo, the Gamecat Reaper, with a $10 tip, said in regards to nice save, AJ, said the "Leave Those Angels Alone" comment was the good save.
Oh,
that was pretty good.
Okay,
I'll give you that.
Thank you. Lost my mojo.
Chrome Colossus with the $2 tip says, "Here's something for your Hobby Lobby fund, BP." Hobby Lobby.
What do you like, paint Warhammer figurines or something?
I mean, that's pretty much all I know that they do at Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what else they do.
Awesome Datum says it won the most unknown VR game ever. Nice. So I mean, I'm with you, AJ. I do feel like, I think it'd be pretty easy to say, I don't know, this probably isn't for me, and then we play it, and it's like, like Barbarian, we go, oh shit, there's actually something fun here. The Steam reviews aren't great, so
that was the other thing I noticed, was they're like 6 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, not great.
So on Steam,
it will probably get a terrible PSVR2 for it, so 4 out of 10. Planet Schlorpian with a $2 tip says, "You think Guitar Hero paved the way for VR rhythm?" This is really random.
No, but it certainly paved the way for Drums Rock and Unplugged. And yeah, I mean, I think it just paved the way for the. Did it even? Yeah, I guess for the rhythm genre. Unless there's likely games that existed before Guitar Hero that were similar, like mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, Harmonix alone had 2 of them, right? With Audica and Frequency, not Audica, Frequency and Amplitude. Those are the 2.
Yeah,
very, very, very Guitar Hero like, and
but Guitar Hero just took it mainstream, and then Rock Band joined, and SingStar.
Guitar Hero took cheap plastic peripherals mainstream, is what it did.
Yeah,
because I pretty much stopped Guitar Hero after the very first Guitar Hero. I got it for PS2. I was so excited to play it. I loved it. I got really good at it. It was single player. It only had a handful of songs. There was no DLC, but I had a great time with it. Now we need some Guitar Hero VR or Rock Band VR, and life will be okay.
I'd take it. I really, really like Drums Rock.
Yep. Well, Drums Rock would be a great 4th of a nice of a nice Rock Band game. Yep.
Word.
GC13, the Diet Pepsi Gamecat with the level 2 membership says, "When are you going to do the follow-up to the HypeMeter GAMESCAST and see how right you are?" Was this for the launch titles of PSVR2? I can't remember.
I don't know, because we've done it a couple times. It could have been for like October. I think we did one for October too. Because remember, is October going to be the best month ever?
Yeah.
That's probably not doing that idea again.
I mean, we could do it right now. It turned out it was not the best month for VR ever.
No, far from it.
And
at least there were some good games. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
See, I'm not negative all the time. I loved Propagation.
Speaking of October, Chrome Colossus in the chat said, "Yeah, where's Vertigo 2?" And I don't know if you guys saw the tweet today from Perp Games, but they said they promise they've got a release date coming soon, and they said it will be out this year. So that only gives us, games. I don't believe games come out in the last week or 2 of December, and so that really only gives us about 5 weeks to work with. So it's coming soon, man. Vertigo 2 is not that far away.
That's great.
It's really great.
Need some good games to come out, because right now there's a couple things. There's a lot of games in development, but coming out before the end of the year, I don't know. At least Vertigo 2 is.
Yeah, before the end of the year.
Like there's a whole lot of games in development, but coming before the end of the year, that's another story.
Yep. Which brings us to the final game on our list of games coming out this week, AJ. How interested are you in Collosal Cave VR?
Ooh, not interested.
Oh, man.
But at least it's like based off an old point and click adventure thing, which is kind of cool. I can respect that.
Yeah, I think it's actually based on the old text adventure. In fact, like
Right.
it went even further back than point and click adventures. And then Ken and Roberta Williams of Sierra fame picked it up and dusted off the blow and decided to create a game out of it. They discovered some weird pricing about it. It's $25, I believe, for the PSVR2 version, and but it's a separate purchase from the PS4 and PS5 version. And so if you happen to have bought the flat screen version thinking, oh, this is going to be a free upgrade or it's going to be patched or there's going to be a upgrade path of some kind, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. But man, they've been really bad about the messaging on this so far. It hasn't helped that like I've reached out to everybody under the sun, from developers to their press over there at Cygnus Games, and like no one cares about, well, at least about me covering this game, that's for sure. Like, I don't know if the response they're giving me is the same response you're giving everyone else. But like, for a relatively unknown game, it's like you would think that they'd be firing on all cylinders and trying to get this out to every single VR influencer on the face of the planet, because it's such a niche genre on a platform that's not very big. You got to fucking.
Did it come out on another platform?
Yeah, it came out on Quest already. I think.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard good things about this.
No. This is
Maybe
accurate.
that's why.
Oh, you think they're just releasing it, being like, well, we know it's not very good.
I don't even know where I heard that. I don't even know where I heard that from. Maybe it was around the time it came out on Quest. I think that day I heard bad things about it.
Yeah.
My
concern is that this is why I don't like to trust people when it comes to their opinions on things. And it's not because I don't think other people are unreliable, but it's also because I think that you need to be in the right mindset when you go in and play something. Like I haven't gotten around to Journey to Foundation because I know what that game's all about. I know you have to be in the mood to sit and have conversations with people for very long lengths of time. And especially that, the front part of that game is loaded with that stuff. So you need to be in the right mindset or you're just going to fucking hate it. And with this being a VR, the
mindset is to basically always lower your expectations.
I mean, essential, like, yeah, essentially lower your expectations, but also like put your expectations in the right place in terms of like this was a text adventure. They kept all the same puzzles from it. They didn't change that. And not only that, but they're essentially making this point and click game in VR. So it's not going to be this VRAF experience or VRAF game that people might be looking for. So you just kind of like need to make sure that that's the kind of game you want to be playing.
It's also possible the game just sucks, Brian.
That's all. Yeah. And that's the other part of it, is that maybe the game just sucks. But
yeah, I mean, like I said, with the releases this week, man, was there, did you mention anything that I sounded excited about? I don't think so.
No. No, you were not excited about anything this week.
No, and I've gotten to that point to where it's like I don't have to play every little single thing that comes out anymore, especially when I'm drowning in stuff that I want to play and I hardly have time to finish that. That's been, I know I'm in a little bit of a different position because I don't review every single game or I try to review every single game that comes out. At least I've found kind of a way to just talk about it, whether it be on GamesCast, whether it be on interactive chat. Yep. I still get a review out, but I don't have time to sit there and edit and whatever, especially with these like the timing, not having enough time before launch and stuff. But so yeah, I mean, maybe I'll check them out, but really times like these are when I go, oh sweet, now I get some time to go finish Seventh Guest or go finish Journey to Foundation, something that I'm actually interested in doing, or I'm like, I'll jump back into No Man's Sky or Gran Turismo. Like this is the time where I'd rather just go back and dive into those games that are really awesome and have tons of content and are worthy of your time and money, this could be one of those times for me.
Yeah,
where it's like I'm gonna hit the backlog.
Well, while you're hitting the backlog, I'm gonna take a bullet for everyone and play some less than stellar
Sacrifice
games this
is
week.
much appreciated.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know if any of these turn out to be good. My fingers are crossed, man. Like I want every game to be good. I mean, you do too. We all want every game to be good. We love when there's nice surprises like Barbaria, but I think Barbaria is an anomaly. Usually, when a game, when we're worried about a game, it tends not to be good. So,
yeah. Luckily, there's more stuff like Barbaria than, but yeah, like hidden gems or. Just games that are not on your radar. I mean, Propagation, Paradise Hotel, it was not on my radar, really. And that ended up being possibly the best game of October. So, yeah, that's the exciting part about VR is like you never know. There could be another game that just stealth drops that's like awesome this week, or a massive update to an existing game that just completely, lets you jump back in. So there's always something to be excited about, at least.
Indeed. And speaking of games to be excited about, and possibly even games that are in your backlog, boy, oh boy, did Jeff Keighley drop the bomb on us today with the Game Awards nominees. And they had an entire category, AJ, for best VR and best AR games, all wrapped up into one category. So you would have expected there to be some Quest exclusives in there, especially with the AR being mixed in. But as it turns out, that was not the case. In fact, in fact, it was all PSVR2. And so let's take a look at the list here. Here in the best VR AR category for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. The nominees are Gran Turismo 7,
Woo!
Horizon Call of the Mountain.
I
object to that, Sai. Humanity.
Save that for the other award show. What was the one that it actually won the joystick awards?
The Golden Joystick Awards.
Your Golden Joystick Award winner.
Yep. Humanity. No pretty sound good. Effect. Wait, dude.
Pretty good.
You're gonna sigh after Horizon Call of the Mountain, but then we go with Humanity.
I enjoyed Humanity more than Call of the Mountain.
Oh wow. Okay. Resident Evil Village.
It was less boring.
Resident Evil Village.
Resident Evil Village. Yes.
And Synapse.
Congrats. Synapse is great.
Yeah. This is quite the list, dude. I mean, so first and foremost, they're all PlayStation VR2 games. In fact, 4 out of 5 of these are PlayStation VR2 exclusives. The only one
it's funny. The whole fake internet narrative of PSVR2 has no games or whatever. Yeah, these are some pretty damn good games. What I like is there's no weird rules here. It's just like I didn't like that about the joystick, the Golden Joystick Awards. Actually, I really didn't like that they didn't include Gran Turismo 7 and Resident Evil Village. Like, what kind of shit is that? that is laughably bad to not include that. That's kind of embarrassing. These are VR games. Like these are the dream VR games. In fact, that we have. That we've wanted from the beginning, that we hope to see in the future more of, are console quality games converted to VR. Like at the end of the day, like I love built from the ground up games too. I really do. Of course, I love indie games. I love AA, whatever. But I think what the core gaming audience, like the hardcore dedicated gaming audience, wants is their games to just be playable in VR. So all I'm trying to say is I'm glad to see games like Gran Turismo 7 and you got three hybrid titles here, Brian.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. So it's
sorry.
No. It's good. It's really good. It's actually been really interesting to see the reaction to this today. I think most people were coming out and saying exactly what you said, being like, this just proves the things that are working in VR, the things that we want in VR. We don't want any more small experiences. We don't want any more 2-hour games. What we want are these full-fledged AAA console games, and bring those to VR. That is what the hardcore audience seems to want, and that's what I want. And from what we know, this is Sony's strategy moving forward. And so, when people say Sony's given up on VR, Sony doesn't care about VR, Sony hasn't done anything. Well, look at this. 4 out of 5 of these, and possibly all 5. I don't know the story behind Humanity, but obviously Humanity was given a lot of exposure on the PlayStation blog in State of Plays. It was first revealed on a Sony either showcase or State of Play. So there seems to be a lot of Sony support on there, but we know for sure that Gran Turismo and Horizon, these are first party studios. Then you go to Village, that is 100% funded by Sony. It would not exist on PlayStation VR2 if it wasn't for Sony. And then you look at Synapse, and that was again paid for by Sony. Sony said, "Dreams, we want you to make a game for PlayStation VR2," and that's the game that they made. And so, if you think that Sony's given up on VR, and these aren't even all of what Sony's done. Song and Smoke Rekindle didn't even get a mention here. Plenty of other Sony funded projects didn't get a mention here. And so if you're still confused, if you're still confused about Sony's interest in keeping VR alive and pushing the medium forward, in supporting the medium, this is all the proof you need. And it's hard to keep beating this drum every single goddamn day on the channel and have people go, "Oh no, next Vita." Seriously? You're not paying attention if you think this is next Vita. You're just not.
Honestly, I think they look at the numbers without.
They're not looking at anything, AJ.
No, it's true. But honestly, I'm trying to think. I don't actually know any launch games of the Quest 3. I don't know really any of the games. I assume most of the games that are on PSVR2 and Quest 2 are probably over on the Quest 3. I know they've got the upcoming Assassin's Creed game. I know there's stuff in mixed reality like Synth Riders. I don't know what the fuck else is there on that thing.
Well, their
launch with any games?
The Quest 3 launch was all about, hey, check out your current games, but with mixed reality. Check out how you can play Pistol Whip like this. Check out how you can play whatever. Oh, look, Stranger Things. Your wall's going to open up. It wasn't about new games. And while there are new games coming, obviously, for Quest, so far, there hasn't been. That hasn't been how they're marketing the Quest 3 yet. And that's fine. That's fine.
We're not gonna hate some people. Not trying to find any last thing we can to try and destroy the Quest.
Right. I mean, it's just a bunch of PSVR2 games over there. It's nothing special.
It's a bunch of downgraded PSVR2 games.
It is.
Bunch of mixed reality. Downgraded mixed reality. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe if the Assassin's Creed, Asgard's Wrath, if those were out at this time, maybe those would be competing as well.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you're absolutely right, Brian. I mean, these are pretty stellar titles, and I'm glad that they're getting recognition here. Because this is like Gran Turismo 7, Resident Evil Village, Synapse. Especially I think are pretty big standout titles. Horizon, fine, I guess.
I don't understand the hate for Horizon. I'm actually glad it's there. First of all, it's built from the ground up for VR. There's no other way to play this. There's no chance of anybody saying I've already played that Horizon game, because you haven't. Right? And it's cool. It did a lot of things really, really well. It's a beautiful game. And it played.
It is
really,
a beautiful
really well.
game.
It was a lot of fun.
It is a beautiful looking game for sure. Yep. No taking away from that.
Yep. Are there any games?
It's the gameplay.
Okay. Yeah, no, trust me. I mean, I'm certainly not blind to its flaws.
I mean, I don't hate the game, but I'm definitely disappointed in the gameplay design.
Are there any games, AJ, that you would have put up here instead of Horizon, instead of Humanity, instead of Synapse?
No Man's Sky.
Okay, but that's fair, I think, right? Because even though No Man's Sky is an older title, it did launch on PSVR2 this year, so that's fair.
What was the other one I was going to say? Red Matter 2.
Okay, again.
And then either like Pavlov or Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of good games, man. Like there's a lot of like top tier, must have S tier PSVR2 games. Like there really are, and so yeah, like I think this is a great lineup here. Would I have moved a couple things around? Yes, but no complaints over here. Like these are AAA. Some of these are AAA games. So, and again, it's not just AAA games that I want. I just want good games. Like it doesn't have to be AAA in particular. Like those typically come with some nice traits, like good graphics, good depth, good mechanics, good polish, things like that. Yes, those are absolutely important things. Gran Turismo is a game that you can literally spend an entire year playing. I mean, like you can spend lots of time with that. Same with No Man's Sky. I mean, I've been playing No Man's Sky for, good God, like 6-7 years now. And that's what games like that offer. But yeah, I just want good games in VR at the end of the day.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of comments in the chat say that Vertigo 2 should be there. Because I mean, first of all, I haven't played it because I've been saving myself for PSVR 2.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could agree, but I haven't played it.
Yeah, I mean, but based on everybody who has played it, everybody, we are involved every single day with conversations with the cats who put this up there with Half-Life Alyx and say what's one of the best VR games ever created. Absolutely. So that's what kind of astonishes me. I go, you know what? I think Synapse is a great title. Is it better than Vertigo 2? I mean, I don't know personally, but I think most people who have played both would say yes. And then also, is it better than Humanity? I think most people would say yes. So, so there's certainly things outside of the PSVR 2 ecosystem that you would say, hey, maybe this should have been a contender. However, maybe Vertigo 2 will be a contender next year on PSVR 2. Yeah. Yeah, Cerebral Frost in the chat says it says it's supposed to be platform agnostic, and that's exactly it. And that's why I'm a little bit confused by it, because there's been a lot of great titles over the last year on all VR platforms, and so so it seems like there are definitely a few that could have snuck in here in place of a couple that we got. That said, still amazing. I think this is an amazing day for PSVR 2, amazing day for VR gamers in general, and just a good reminder that we have great things on the platform.
Yeah, we've seen this so many times before. Well, how many years did people say PSVR had no games or whatever? And then what was the narrative by the end of the gen? Was that PSVR had the best library of anybody, still considered one of the best libraries in VR to this day? I don't know why there's always this like negative stereotype or whatever, and then the truth kind of comes out in the end. So
yeah, because people just scream really loud, and people, a lot of people out there assume that if they scream loud enough, people will believe them, and that's certainly worked in certain departments of the world. So maybe it works in entertainment too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we're going to see PSVR 2 eclipse PSVR 1 within the first 2 years, and I really hope that Sony steps up and delivers those PSVR 1 remasters that we want. I think generally when people say, oh, I'm still not happy because I don't have my things. It's usually in terms of Astrobot, it's usually in terms of Blood and Truth, Everybody's Golf, all the first part Wipeout. These are they need to get those games ported over here.
Yeah, they need more stuff. Like it'll get there. They need more stuff like a Gran Turismo and Resident Evil, but to appeal to more people. You know what I mean? They just need more of that to appeal to people that don't like racing games or don't like horror games. You know, which they'll get there, or don't like space exploration. Like they're getting there. I would love to see. What I'm hoping is in a couple years or something, maybe sooner. I would love to see Cyberpunk 2077 get a VR update, and this new Grand Theft Auto. Did you see the new Grand Theft Auto news coming?
Yes, sir.
I would love to see Cyberpunk and Grand Theft Auto would be a huge get this gen, and. Considering I said No Man's Sky would never come to VR because it just couldn't happen, I will not say it could never happen for these two, because I think it could.
I mean, absolutely. Like we've gotten proof that everything is possible at this point. It's just how much work and how much money you're willing to put into it. Period. So hopefully they're willing to put some money into this, some time into this. And hopefully Sony keeps up what they've started, because so far Sony is killing it with PSVR2. They're funding the right companies. They're getting stellar games on their platform, and if that keeps up, we could see some very cool games over the next couple of years.
Yeah, could it be better? Of course, but they're doing a pretty excellent job when you look at what we're actually getting, like you said, versus what just the noise around stuff is.
Right. I mean, and the other thing is that everything could always be better. And
this is true.
And I think that people forget just how small the VR audience is right now, and how thankful we should be that we're getting even what we're getting. You're fooling no one, Scruples.
What?
Oh man, who's your good boy, Scruples? Who's your good boy, Scruples? Yes, you are. Come here, Scruples. Come here, Scruples. I just want BioShock in VR. Is that fucking too much to ask? Jesus Christ. What is going on? All right, we'll just wait. I'm going to put you on full screen. We're going to watch AJ pretend that he's not doing something else while Gamescast is going on.
Lies. I am sitting here focused.
Yeah.
Not doing anything else. Was that loud?
Whatever you say, Scruples. Oh man.
Okay, we're good.
You listen. You do your thing. I'm going to read some tips. You're useless right now. Let me scroll back here.
The time is limited, Brian.
Lost my mojo. The Gamecat Reaper with the $4 tip sends us a cup of coffee. Thank you so much. You know what? Cheers. It's the best iodine I've ever tasted.
Chloroform.
It is chloroform. In fact, it is grape flavored because it's purple. Grape flavored.
I am the worst multitasker I know. I used to be. I'm better than I used to be, actually.
It's not multitasking. You're playing video games during our live show. It's
a gaming podcast.
This is not multitasking. This is called shirking your responsibilities. Living Legend with the Canadian $2 tip says, is Very Bad Dreams still slated for this month? To my knowledge, the reason it got delayed out of last month is because they had some issues with Sony. Shocker. And they had to fill out new paperwork. It wasn't the game, but luckily everything got resolved, and now the game is better because of it, because they had some extra time. They made it look all silky smooth. Macho, the real estate procrastinating game with the $1 says nothing, but thank you so much for the tip. Planet Schlorpian with the $2 tip says, don't forget RE4 remake in VR. Definitely cannot forget that. That is 100% yet another. I mean, if you needed proof that Sony has not given up on VR, that they are continuing their. Are you making that face because you're looking at the TV just beyond the monitor? Is that? No, I can see what you're doing.
No, but I got to put this back down because it's tilting my controller.
Yeah. The fact that
RE4, I'm already getting my money's worth out of RE4. Anyways.
Yes. Resident Evil 4, the game that got almost straight 10s across the board. We were getting that in VR very soon. Cool.
Yeah. If we're not going to get tons of AAA games or like every AAA game converted to a VR mode, at least we're getting some of the best, which is very nice.
Yeah. Last Man Mojo, the Gamecat Reaper with the $10 tip, says, I'd like to see The Darkness on PSVR2. We're just naming games that we want to play on PSVR2. The Darkness is a pretty good one. Did you play that on PlayStation 3?
I did. The guy's he's voiced by Mike Patton from Faith No More. And
I didn't know that.
What's that? Mr. Bungle?
I remember Mr. Bungle.
And something else that was pretty good. Mike Patton is the voice of the main character.
He had like demons or tentacles or something like kind of like over like just out of his back. Yeah,
it was like a first person shooter, and then like out of your back, you're like R triggers or something would like it'd be like these like things that
like demons or something, right? Like
they're like demon eels.
Yeah, I just remember I felt very intimidating walking around because there's just like stuff like that was just kind of hovering over me. And in VR again, that would be fucking hilarious. But also awesome because like you have that look over your shoulder and be like, look what that's
Tomahawk. I just googled it, but I see Grumpy Williams also. That's the other band I was trying to remember.
Paul Bellino with a $20 tip says, OG of VR here. Oh, here, HERE. Got it. Sorry, brain dead. I support and love VR. Vertigo 2 on PC VR was a masterpiece. If done right, you guys are in for a treat. I saw him say in the chat prior to this that it's like leaps and bounds better than Synapse, which I'm excited about. I don't know if you saw the tweet again today from Perp Games regarding this, but the gameplay that they showed of that was like just like out on the water, like shooting at something out on the water. Like I was like, it seems like every time they show the game, I'm like, is that the same game? There seems like there's so much variety in it.
Yeah, I noticed. I just saw a quick blip of it. I'm trying to go, going blind because that's like when usually there's a good game. That's the best way to go. I'm trying to go in blind, but I'm hoping there is a lot of variety to it because I don't want it to just be a level by level first person shooter, just like just run in a room, shoot the things. It'd be nice to have some. The more surprise, the better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. With games like this, I tend to go on media blackout as soon as possible. And the longer it takes for this game to come out, the more trailers and shit we see. And I'm like, but that's okay. It sounds like it's a pretty long game with a ton of replayability. So a few little scenes here and there aren't going to affect my enjoyment, I don't think. But good to hear, Paul Bellino. Thank you so much for giving it your ringing endorsement. AJ.
Brian.
It's time for 20 questions, dude.
Woo!
I need transition scenes. I need like a little like theme music for 20 questions, like ding, 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 ding. Ah.
Yeah, how come you don't put any work into your channel? So lazy. You don't do anything.
Dude, that Kill It With Fire review took like 15 times longer than it should have. That should have been done Sunday morning. It is now Monday night.
That is torture. That's how I felt about the Fisherman's Tale 2. Another Fisherman's Tale review. I'm like, why am I spending like 40 hours a week on this? Like, what am I doing with my life? Oh God.
Yep. All right, you guys, listen, I need all the help I can possibly get. So please, in the comments, help me out. Help me out in the live chat. The deal is that we only have 6 minutes and 20 yes or no questions to figure out what PSVR 1 or PSVR 2 game AJ is thinking of. That means you guys got to throw out good questions for me to ask him and also good suggestions of games based on the answers we get from him. In other words, Looper, pay attention. I need your help. Looper knows
all the help you can get today.
Oh God!
All I can say is good luck. I don't know. You have a small chance here, a very very slim chance.
What did you call it? You call it. You have a smaller chance.
You have a smaller. I have a huge chance. Okay.
Listen, girthy chance.
Huge girthy chance. Oh Lordy.
Why do people watch this, AJ? All right,
I don't know.
let me get this. Let me get this timer up on the screen. Here we go. On your mark, get Des. I can't think of a single fucking VR game right now. This is like they all just left my brain. Let's go. Is this a game rather than an experience?
Yes, this is a game.
Okay. Yes, game. Scott, the PSVR Gamecat for Life. It says, does it have zombies, robots, cowboys, clowns, ghosts, monsters, ninjas, or dragons?
That's a good question because I hardly played this game. I don't think it has any of those.
Okay, I'm just gonna list these all. Zombies,
not that I know of.
Robots, cowboys, clowns.
Not that I know of.
Doesn't have clowns. What are we doing here? Ghosts? No ghosts. Stupid game. Monsters, ninjas, dragons. Okay, that just eliminated 17 games. Not too bad.
Let me look at the trailer and see if I'll correct myself if I see any of that.
Is this game on PSVR 1?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good sign. My bet is that it's not on PSVR 2, you guys, because it sounds like it's a hard one. But let's just get that out of the way. Is it also on PSVR 2, AJ?
No. Aha.
No. I have scruples. Okay. Ooh, Looper the Underground Gamecat says, has Brian reviewed it? That's a good fucking question.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. I think I remember you reviewing this.
Oh man. Okay, guys, we got to think of games that I reviewed, but AJ barely played.
I mean, that only brings it down to like, I don't know, 500 games.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably Scott's saying it's probably a shit game then. Is it a puzzle game? Says Markio.
No.
Okay. Did it come out in the first 2 years? Asked Looper.
Yes.
Okay. Man, those first 2 years are rough. Could it be considered a wave shooter?
No.
Okay. I don't know why I was thinking of Bandit 6, you guys. That game keeps coming to mind. It's not Bandit 6 because that's definitely a wave shooter. Okay, people are trying to figure out the control scheme. Does it use the moves?
Yes.
Does it also use, I don't know how to phrase this. Can you also use the aim?
No, that's 10.
Crap. Okay, let's scale it back even further. Oh man, first 2 years is so rough. Do you do a lot of shooting in this game?
No.
Oh boy. Not a lot of shooting. It's not a puzzle game. There's no zombies or robots or cowboys, clowns, ghosts, monsters, ninjas, or dragons.
Yeah, I looked at the trailer. I didn't see any of those things.
All right. Is it a rhythm game?
It is a rhythm game. This is the one thing that I thought would maybe help you out.
Okay.
the one thing.
So it's a rhythm game. I reviewed it. It came out in the first 2 years, used the moves. Did it come out in the first year? Did it come out?
No.
Okay. So Looper was going for Starship Disco. That definitely came out in the first year. What's the I'm thinking what's the one where you hold the wands? Oh wait, is there a popular IP associated with this at all? Like, is there Hatsune Miku possibly?
Loosely based on a popular IP. Loosely, I mean.
Okay, so it's not Hatsune Miku. It can't be Audica.
I mean, it is based on a popular IP, but that's just not going to help you a bunch, I don't think.
Okay. Does it have Electro Swing music?
Yes, I think it does. That is 15.
Is the popular IP that's loosely based on The Wizard of Oz?
Ooh, the popular IP it is loosely based on is Wizard of Oz. Are you Googling stuff right now? What is that on your screen? Are you cheating?
I'm trying to open the trailer for it, but but I don't have it. Nope, I was copying and pasting Barb Zarkoff's comment. That's what I was doing. He was the one who threw me there. AJ, is this Run Dorothy Run?
Brian and Katz and Bob Zarkoff, the Underground Gamecat Elite Name Squad in the house. This is, in fact, the game that launched on February 19th of 2018 by Vertigo Entertainment. It is the arcade rhythm game that based on Wizard of Oz IP. It is, in fact, Run, Dorothy, Run.
Well
done. Well done, Katz.
Yeah, Bob Zarkoff. If anybody else did it before him, I'm sorry that I missed it, but he was the one who got me there. I do remember this game. I remember when they first sent me her review key. I was like, "This isn't bad. This isn't bad. It's okay. It's fun." However, I remember them charging $30 for it, and I sent them. I like scolded them in an email, and I said, "What do you think you're doing? $30. This is maybe a good $15 game." And it took all of like.
Brian,
yeah.
This came out literally right after. This came out at the same time as Sprint Vector and Moss.
Wow. Okay, so maybe not even a good $15 game. Yeah.
Yep. This came out, I think, days before Sprint Vector and days after Sprint Vector and days before Moss.
Yep. Wow. Scott, the PSVR Gamecat for Life says, Brian, you got it. It does. It has witches. Witches are now added to the list.
Oh.
We're adding witches to the list of zombies and policemen and cops and
yeah, I mean,
J.K. Rowling.
At this point, it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
If you just have everything on there.
Yep. Now, not a horrible game, but horribly overpriced. It was. I had fun with it, but yeah, could have been so much. I
don't think I played it.
Oof.
I played that. No. This wasn't one. I was. No. I was still playing. There was still way too much good shit I was playing through at this time.
What was the release date again? Do you have that?
February 19th, 2018.
February 19th, 2018. Wow. Yeah, it's that 2017, 2018 middle ground where like we got a lot of games that are really small and like we just kind of like didn't have any publicity or promotion to it. They just appeared on the PlayStation Store. And I reviewed almost all of them, and I don't remember half of them. Half of them is probably being generous. I don't remember most of that era, which is crazy.
Yeah, this is post Farpoint, post Skyrim. Yeah, so
it's crazy.
Maybe not patched Skyrim, but yeah, this came after like Farpoint, Skyrim. Again, this came out right around Sprint Vector. I think we already had like some other stuff that was really good, and yeah, but 2018 went on to be one hell of a year. We had we started off with Moss and Sprint Vector, which I absolutely love Sprint Vector. That summer, it was kind of quiet after that. It was quiet for several months. That summer, I think we got like To the Top, which was nice, and then we got the Persistence demo, and then that. Later on that year, we got like Astrobot, Tetris Effect, Firewall, 0 Hour, To the Top, and like Beat Saber. So and then PSVR just exploded that year. That's when we all started getting like 100 subs a day, and it was just like we were like, oh my god, it's happening.
Craziness, absolute craziness.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, let's wrap this thing up because it is time. Listen, thank you to everybody who helps this channel run. You all mean the world to me. And please, while you're clicking links and doing your thing and subscribing to AJ and everybody else that contributes to the channel, don't forget that Wu Vane is doing his Extra Life charity event. We'll make sure that we put the link to that in the description below the video. Also, don't forget that tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be playing Honor and Duty D-Day or D-Day Enhanced. Download the beta, update the beta, whatever you got to do. Be ready for 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Get in there, can help contribute. Let's pack the servers. Be part of the trailer. You can be that little extra in the back that's doing inappropriate things. I don't think he cares. Like, that's the fun part of this. So get in there. Stop paying attention to Gran Turismo, AJ. Fucking, we're doing a live show right now. I see
What?
you.
No,
I'm paying attention. So it'll be a good time. So don't forget put that in your calendar. Don't forget it tomorrow. 24 hours.
Scott,
and this will also be
saying.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. No,
this
go
will also
ahead.
be the last chance you have to play the D-Day beta. It'll be shutting down after this. So make sure you get in there for the grand finale. The game will launch eventually. It's gonna be awesome.
And get in the trailer.
And get in the trailer. Exactly.
Be a part of the trailer.
Right. AJ would have heard me say that if he was paying attention. That's right. That's right, Scruples. Yes, you would. Guys, everybody who helps your channel run, thank you so much. All the moderators are amazing. Rypop for uploading this on podcast services of your choice. Sci-Fi Gamecat Henry that puts timestamps into this after the show. Everyone who supports us financially. Don't forget we have a GoFundMe for the 2024 Gamecat meetup. Patreon.com/without parole games. Also, be a member over here. All of this helps us infinitely in all sorts of different ways. Everyone who tips during the show, that's, I think, biggest income, to be honest with you. You guys are keeping the lights on and keeping the channel afloat. I thank you so much. You're amazing. Everyone who hangs out during the show, everyone who helps during 20 questions, and of course, everyone who sits back, watches the show, and doesn't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. It's Monday, AJ. Can I cue the cat?
Cue the motherfucking cat back, because I want to say to you guys on Wednesday to the head bite. Dan, Kiefer, Markio, The Sleepless Night, Underground, Gamecat, still Elite Name Squad in the house. Gabriel 004, The Lights is Meow, Gamecat, Meow, Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Mark Smith in the house tonight. Thank you so much, man. GC13, the Not Pepsi Cat. Charlie Murphy, my dude, what up, homie? Grumpy Williams, good to see you. Move Master Mick, esports commentator for hire. Says throw AJ out the window for cheating. Foolish Optimist, what up, dude? Good to see you. Says I'm also playing Gran Turismo 7. I am not playing Gran Turismo 7. I am never. No, I am not. I am not. I mean, I'm technically not. Or am I technically playing? I don't know. Chrome Colossus says, I can't believe Run Dorothy Run doesn't look or sound even vaguely familiar, like at all. Yep, that's why I chose the game. Actually, I chose the game.
So many games like that.
I chose the game because Rypop wanted to. This is the one that Rypop wanted to.
Sounds like a Rypop jam. Yeah.
Yeah. I knew if you got Rhythm Game, I knew you'd maybe have a chance. That was the only thing. Once you said Rhythm Game, I was like, oh, he's got it. Because, there's not that many rhythm games on there. But Awesome Tatum, thank you so much, man. My Crossfire, buddy.
Crossfire.
Brax Row. Magic the Game Cat, good to see you, man. It says, where the hell is the sequel to Farpoint? That's a good question. Didn't you hear about Larcenauts? Red Sea Gaming. Dude, we need Sprint Vector on PSVR2. I know. Sprint Vector is what made me buy a PS4 Pro because it was one of the first majorly enhanced Pro Patch games. And it looked insanely good on a PS4 Pro versus a regular PS4.
Yeah.
Mark Smith, thank you so much, man. Scott, the PSVR Game Cat for Life. Virtual Strangers, Wes in the house tonight. What is up, my dude? MRI Gamer, also my dude. Also my dude, Salvador. Ben L of the Game Cat Army. So many of my dudes in here. Hooked Worm.
Is anyone not your dude in here?
Bob Zarka. No, these are all my dudes and my dudettes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All day, every day. Aceville VR. Guys, love y'all. Blue Jew the Underground Game Cat. And Thundercat. Game Cat in a hat, slowly getting fat.
Wow, I like that. It's good.
Yeah, man. Brian.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
Is it time to see what was happening without Parole history on this day 2 years ago, AJ?
It is time for another edition of Without Parole history.
All right, let's check it out. Here's what was going on this day in November 2021. Oh my God, it's AJ. Could be
What?
Also, so not this is your picture is on the prominently displayed on the thumbnail, and the headline is could PSVR2 be shown at the Game Awards? So we were still heavily invested in the Game Awards around this time 2 years ago. And the secondary headline is play against AJ in Synth Riders. AJ, what the fuck is that about? I don't even remember.
Oh yeah. Okay, that was a challenge that Synth Riders had where they have these like weekly challenges, and they like had my picture in there, and I got to choose the songs, and it was like my challenge. I tried to do a bunch of stuff, and they said that's too hard. They said we can't do this. People might get hurt because I was like spin mode on master difficulty, and just of course all the metal songs. They did let me do a little bit of stuff, but they mostly they kind of nerfed my challenge, which I wasn't super happy about. But I love Synth Riders. It's a great game, and yeah, I did look young there. I know. It was only like a year ago. How a year can age somebody? No, it was 2 years ago. That's right, because it's history. Yep.
Dan Kiefer says this is how you age a thumbnail.
Yep. Dread Halls unfortunately aged me by like 5 years, 10 years.
I find it fascinating that 2 years ago we were thinking, you think PSVR2 is going to be shown at the Game Awards? Because every event that was coming up, we were like, well, this must be the one. Well, somebody will have their own event. Well, that didn't happen. Okay, well, what else going to happen? Oh, well, maybe it'll be here. Or maybe it'll be there. Maybe it'll be at the Game Awards. And then, like, I think it was, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks after this, where I learned that PSVR2 was not coming for another solid year after we thought it would come out. And so this was us still in our optimistic days before we got hit with the bad news.
I mean, we're still optimistic, but definitely not as optimistic as we used to be.
I mean, yeah,
we've had some really high doses of reality.
Yeah, reality has proven to be.
But hey, man, we kept hope alive. We at least at the end of the day, we were having fun because we knew that it would eventually happen. So at least there's that, and it did, and it's glorious, and the best is still yet to come.
Remember all the people who said it wasn't going to happen?
Oh yeah,
I'm still waiting for apologies from all of them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh well. AJ, let's get out of here, man. It's been a long day.
All right, cats. Have a wonderful night.
Good night, everyone. We love you all.